Could we be witnessing the most shocking, age-defying UFC signing of the modern era? While most fighters hang up their gloves before hitting 35, one legendary warrior is demanding his shot at the big leagues at an age when others are contemplating retirement. Juan Archuleta, now 38 years old, is making waves with his bold proclamation that he deserves an immediate UFC contract. And not just any contract, but one that lands him straight into title contention. But here's where it gets controversial. Is the UFC willing to gamble on a fighter who many would consider past his prime? The promotion has historically been hesitant to invest in athletes beyond their mid-30s, yet they've occasionally broken their own unwritten rules. This year alone, they welcomed Bellator's greatest of all time, Patricio Pitbull, who stepped into the octagon at 37. They also handed a contract to Mandel Nallo at 36, making him the most senior athlete to ever earn a deal through the Contender Series, a record that speaks volumes about the rarity of such decisions. And this is the part most people miss. The oldest fighter to ever make their promotional debut was Ron Van Clief, who shocked the world by competing at UFC 4 when he was already 51 years old. However, that single appearance over 3 decades ago remains his only venture inside the famous cage. Archuleta's credentials are undeniably impressive. The seasoned veteran boasts an impressive 31-7 record and has captured championship gold in multiple organizations, including Bellator and RIZIN. His dominance extended across 4 different weight classes during his reign as King of the Cage champion, proving his adaptability and skill across various competitive levels. Just this past Saturday at XFC 53, Archuleta demonstrated that age is merely a number by defending his Boroka featherweight championship against Jose Johnson, a former UFC competitor. The performance was nothing short of spectacular. Archuleta completely dominated the contest, forcing Johnson to submit within just 2 rounds. Following his impressive victory, Archuleta didn't mince words about his intentions. He boldly called out established contenders like Diego Lopes and Dan Ige, making it crystal clear that he's not interested in taking the scenic route to title contention. "I delivered the statement that needed to be made," Archuleta explained in his post-fight interview with Destiny McCubbin. "I demonstrated complete superiority over my opponent and proved that these warm-up contests are no longer necessary for someone of my caliber." The fighter's confidence was palpable as he continued, "The time has come for my UFC signing. I'm ready to face top 10 ranked opponents immediately. No stepping stones required. But here's the twist that could change everything." UFC matchmaker Sean Shelby was present ringside during Archuleta's dominant performance, and the two have already arranged a crucial meeting for Monday to discuss potential opportunities. Fortunately, Sean Shelby was watching from the audience, Archuleta revealed. "He approached me afterward and said we should discuss business on Monday, and we'll arrange something concrete from that conversation." This potential signing raises fascinating questions about the UFC's evolving approach to veteran fighters. Looking back at similar situations, the promotion has occasionally taken calculated risks on older athletes with mixed results. Perhaps the most memorable example was professional boxer James Toney, who transitioned to mixed martial arts and made his promotional debut just days after celebrating his 42nd birthday in 2010. However, Toney's crossover experiment proved unsuccessful, as he was quickly submitted by Randy Couture in the opening round of their contest, his only appearance in the organization. Conversely, the legendary Mark Hunt proved that age could be just a number when he entered the octagon for the first time at 36 years old in 2010. Hunt went on to become a fan favorite and delivered some of the most memorable performances in heavyweight history. More recently, Patricio Pitbull's signing at 37 demonstrated the UFC's continued willingness to invest in proven champions, regardless of their birth certificate. Meanwhile, the 36-year-old Nallo is still awaiting his first booking since earning his contract, leaving questions about how quickly the promotion moves with their older acquisitions. Now here's the million-dollar question that's dividing the MMA community. Should the UFC prioritize youth and potential, or does proven championship experience at the highest levels trump age concerns? Archuleta turned 38 just 1 week ago, making him potentially one of the oldest debuts in modern UFC history if this deal materializes. Some argue that his extensive championship pedigree across multiple premier organizations proves he can compete with anyone in the featherweight division. Others contend that the UFC should focus on developing younger talent rather than investing in fighters who may have limited time remaining in their careers. What's your take on this controversial signing possibility? Do you believe Archuleta deserves an immediate shot at top 10 competition, or should he prove himself against lower-ranked opponents first? Should age be a determining factor in UFC signings, or do championship credentials speak louder than birth certificates? Share your thoughts and let us know whether your team experience over everything or team youth movement. The MMA community is split, and your voice could tip the scales in this heated debate.